look pale, like pale, like.
Is the lighting no good?
Don't I?
You look all right.
No, I look pale.
Do you want to open the windows or something?
No, from being sick. Like,
I don't think you look pale. I'm gonna sit back though. Hey, I'm Tim C.
Hey, I'm Landon Blank.
You're listening to Hacking Concrete. Yeah! Do you remember that time our customer told us that he left the bar open?
left it wide open.
He said, "Help yourself."
He said, "Hey boys," I remember him even say, "Hey boys, the bar's open. Have fun." We were like, "What? The bar's open?"
He told the whole crew, not just us.
He told all the crew.
Yeah.
And the funny part about the thing is, my favorite is you looking back and seeing Gordon.
Yeah.
Doing what?
It wasn't during the job. It was at the end of the day. And Gordon, he was being the bartender. Yeah, he was sitting there. I mean, I don't think he'd ever done that before, but he was sitting there with the big taps, and he was just serving everybody.
Living the time of his life. He's never done it. You can tell he always wanted to do it. Pour beers behind a bar.
Those gigantic things on the beer thing. He's just like.
So we got. I don't even remember how. What was the initial contact on this brewery?
It was kind of off the wall, you know, and this goes to show that it kind of helps the way that you carry yourself on other projects.
Right.
Some random tile company had an interaction with me at this school where we were doing the epoxy floors, and he was doing tile there, and he said he gave us this glowing referral.
Okay, I remember.
The contractor was from California, the guy building the place. Mm-hmm. He gave us a really good referral. Contractor hired us. He didn't get other prices. He just called us. We gave him a price. He said, "You're hired."
All right. So we were working at a college about 20 minutes away, but going back home, it's kind of stopped on the way back home. And I think I stopped by there one day without you.
Yeah.
Just to take a look at it. And this is just naming the brewery. The beer name is Ballast Point. The reason why that's so interesting to me is because they make this beer called Sculpin IPA. Mm-hmm. And before they were as much infiltrated in our area, a 6-pack was like $16.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Crazy, because it won all these awards. It was huge. So I get there and I'm looking at it like, oh my gosh, Ballast Point is coming to Virginia.
You were excited, I know.
Yeah.
You were excited.
So we go in there and meet the guy, and the guy's from San Diego. He's all low key. He doesn't matter. He's like, yeah, whatever, man, all good. And we just give him a price to get the job, just like that.
Just like that. It's pretty crazy. So it really was that simple, though. Like, we just gave him a price, and he immediately said, "Yeah, let's do it." I don't know if it was because of the referral that the guy gave us, or if it was because he's from California and he's just used to really high prices. So our Virginia prices just sound good.
Could be, yeah. And we, he was real simple about it. It's like, hey, we just want a brown floor.
Yeah.
We just want a brown floor. Hey, you want any samples, anything like that? Nope. Brown floor, fill the joints, and just be done with it.
Yeah, he made it sound real easy. We just wanted you to come in and stain it and get out of the way.
But it was not easy.
No, it wasn't.
For one thing, this is what he poured a lot of floor, just like any other job we deal with in new construction. Some of it's old, some of it's new. New is always easy to grind. Old has a lot of mastics, whatever, mortar on it. We have to grind and get off, right?
There's a lot of tile.
So we spent a long time grinding. After the grinding is done, we're ready to start, right? We're kind of in this limbo period.
Yeah.
But something weird is happening in weather related.
Right. So he's from California, San Diego. They're used to that nice. I've heard that's nice, low humidity weather. So this blew his mind. Mm-hmm. Troy goes in there, and on the day that we're ready to stain it, and Troy calls me and says, "Hey, the floor is sweating. We can't do the job." Which I actually had never seen that before.
I've seen it once before.
Yeah. So this place, one entire wall is windows, and the windows aren't in yet. And as the sun comes up and hits the cool concrete, it's causing it to condensate. And we called the contractor, said, "Hey, the floor is sweating. We need windows and air conditioning. We're not going to be able to do this." Because it was in May, the most humid part of the of the summer season.
But it was also a weird cool front that came through.
Yeah.
So super hot.
Yep.
Something came through, dropped temperature by 20 I remember that day. It was almost 20 degrees in fluctuation in temperature.
Yeah.
Do you know
I do, yeah, I remember that. And it blew his mind, though. He wasn't buying it. He's like, he thought we were putting him off.
He did, and all of that was such a nice time working for this guy.
Yeah.
And at that point, he said in his mind he was thinking these guys can't be trusted.
Yeah.
They give me the runaround. They just don't have the crews to get the job done right now. They're on another job. He actually said that. He's like, you guys are on another job probably, and you can't come and do this job. I was like, no, man.
The floor is wet. What do you want us to do?
The floor is wet. But I don't think he was there. But I think he came down and saw it firsthand.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then he was like, being from San Diego, he said, I've never seen this in my life.
That's right.
Never seen this in my life. So,
yeah, it's funny. Funny that weather makes such a difference from one place to another. But so he eventually, he saw it and he agreed to let us wait because we had done all the work. So the stain and seal was only going to be 2 more days. Right. It was going to be really quick. They just needed it to be done.
And I think within that time we agreed upon maybe he wanted a logo as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Right in the entrance, that gave us a little time to get and if you guys never put logos on the floor, we could describe that later and something else about how to specifically do that.
Well, actually, we're going to make a video over on my YouTube channel. So we'll put a link at the end of this video to where you can see how we did that logo.
And I think this would be a good job to do that on because it's a lot of technicalities that were involved in this one that could help some people.
Yeah. And to be fair, we had never done it before either.
We hadn't.
But I don't know how we figured that out.
Just do it.
YouTube, just wing it.
Just wing it, as usual.
Do you remember when the owners of Ballast Point walked through there that day while we were just waiting around?
Just casual looking Californians.
Yeah, they were shorts and flip flops and
without a care in the world.
Yeah, we actually made the observation they really didn't seem like they cared what we were doing and about they were just interested in it. They didn't seem like typical owners to where they were worried about how it was going to go.
It's either I'm either thinking something else is going on, or maybe it's not. Maybe maybe people from San Diego are just this cool.
Yeah, I mean, it was almost whatever, Brown, just do whatever you want to do at the entrance of our multi-million-dollar investment. Do whatever you want. We don't really care. Right. But we found out after the fact that there was a reason that they were so nonchalant.
They had just got bought out.
Yeah, they had just become billionaires, multimillionaires.
You wonder.
Yeah, who knows?
It was a big one.
Yeah,
I think they got bought out by MBIV, same people that own Corona.
Yeah, so they're
massive buyout.
Probably pretty happy that they're winding down. It was probably winding down for them at that point.
Yes,
that's why they were kind of pretty happy about it. I remember that halfway through the project that there was a point. I'm kind of backtracking a little bit because we didn't really know the general contractor at all.
Yes,
there was a point where we were talking about it, and he was like, when he didn't understand the condensation thing, and he was putting pressure on us, and he was trying to be really firm to get us there and do something. Mm-hmm. We actually stopped at one point and said, we probably should get a contract on this job.
Yes,
we're lazy about getting contracts, and we drag our feet on it, and we're in this job with a dude from California, and it seems like things might be going awry, and we're like, hey, let's stop for a minute, and we need to make him sign this. Do you remember doing that?
Yes, I remember because you and I were talking about this. Hey, I feel uneasy about this. And I called a huge drywall company in Virginia that normally every job we're on, they're on it. And we built relationships with them. And I called up the owner of the drywall company. I said, hey, we work with you all the time. We're on this project here. Does this dude even pay you guys?
Yeah.
And his first thing was, where are you at? At the brewery? I was like, yes. He's, man, he pays fast.
We read it completely wrong.
Yeah, we read it completely wrong. They're like, man, he's great. I hope we do it. I hope we do a lot more work. I was like, all right, cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
Boom. At that point. And ever since then, he signed the contract.
He did.
And it was just smooth sailing. You want to trust people. We're trusting them. Then we're going to provide you this. We're just trusting you back. And sometimes when you get that feeling, we talk about this all the time. Do we run or do we stay?
Yeah.
Do I bail? Because you guys know it too. There are times when you just get this feeling, but there's also times when people don't grow up in the same culture, mm-hmm. and you read them totally wrong.
Yes, which happens more times than I would like to admit.
It does.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm always calling you saying, I don't know about this guy.
All the time.
Remember the race car shop guy?
Oh boy, you were right about that one.
Yeah, I told you. I said, I don't know about this guy. He acts like he kind of acts like Elon Musk, but he isn't Elon Musk, so it's kind of weird.
Let's go down this road. And metallic epoxy, I'm sorry to offend.
Yeah, it's gaudy.
There are situations to where people have done things to floor that looks like an amusement park.
Yeah.
A bad amusement park, maybe a Halloween horror show amusement park.
A kindergarten finger painting project.
Correct.
Is how it would describe many metallic epoxy jobs.
This guy wanted that look.
Yeah, he was like showing us these pictures. Like,
And you and I are always against this. We're like, no, we don't really want to do that for you.
yeah.
No, this is what we're looking for. Tim and I call it boom. The boom effect.
People always post pictures on it. It says boom.
Boom, boom. And I'm sorry to step on toes right now, but we are what we are.
It's just what we like. It's fine if you like that, but I just don't like it.
Correct. So we're halfway through this, and we do the floor for this guy.
Yeah.
And this dude's got the cash.
He does. And I already told you I didn't like him.
And you told me you didn't like him.
Yeah. So we did this job, gray floor, and
Floor's awesome, right?
Drizzle these like red streaks. Here's a picture. Hideous.
Yeah.
Put these red streaks all through the floor. And
he just didn't like the floor.
No, he didn't.
And so you and I are coming up to him and saying, what do you not like about the floor? And what it was again, with metallic epoxy, sometimes when the HVAC comes on, it can disperse what's in the ducts and cause a little bit of trash here and there throughout the floor. He didn't know what to say.
He wanted it to be a sheet of glass, and we couldn't get it there.
Mm-hmm. And we were like, this is pretty much industry standard, which is true. He knew he didn't know what to say. So at that point, he just started cussing us in every way he could cuss us.
He did.
Because I guess in his line of businesses, if you can't explain yourself, then you just go ahead and start cussing people.
Yep.
Which at that point, I took a step towards him in a frustrated way. And you did what? What did you do at this point?
Oh, I left.
Oh, yeah. I
left the room.
You left.
I was literally ready to fight.
Yeah. And you did the right thing. Me, I don't know what I was doing. I was blinded by fury.
You hadn't really talked. You hadn't had many interactions with him, so you weren't
right
as personally involved. So I think you were handling it pretty well. You weren't, So I left and went outside. And his employees came outside. They followed me outside, and as soon as I walked out, they immediately apologized.
Yeah.
And you stayed in there, and somehow y'all calmed it down. I don't know what happened.
And this has been the best thing about a partnership is that lots of times we're not on the same jobs. So the other guy is not nearly as invested. So the other guy can come look at the project totally different than the guy that's in it. And you've done this so many times for me to where you can see things a little bit clearly because you're not in it.
Yeah. I mean, I've been there every day for 5 days working really hard on this project. And you prepped it for us, but you were on something else, and you came back because I was having trouble to help me at the end there. Yeah. And so after being there 5 days, and this guy's like nitpicking, which is nothing. I mean, all the stuff that's in our contract says, we're completely covered. It's completely acceptable. Anyway. It looked fine. Mm-hmm. He just wanted it perfect. We can get it 99% perfect, and he wanted that 1%. It was either, and what it was is he just wanted one more step. So we just decided, I just realized that through talking to him, like, he just wants another top coat. Yeah, yeah. So we just buffed it out real quick and gave him another top coat. Right. Not a big deal. It wasn't a big deal. Anyway, it's all about, we kind of off the main track just to talk about how sometimes we really just. I read that guy right, though. You did read him right. But I read Ballast Point guy wrong. Completely wrong. I would have put them in the same basket, though. Right. Anyways, back to Ballast Point. Was that too much of an offshoot? No, that's fine. Anyways, back to Ballast Point. So once we finally got the weather under control and they put the glass up outside and everything was ready to go, we stained the job and we sealed it. It was pretty cut and dry, It was no big deal. Not a big deal at all. And but right after we finished the last top coat, the glass windows weren't up yet. All the glass was up except for the bottom 6-inch pane at the floor. And right out of nowhere, we got this. It was almost like a tornado. Yes. Weirdest weather for this job. Ballast Point is on top of this hill in the mountains, and this wind comes through and it blows all this dirt. It was like a tornado outside. Mm-hmm. We were outside when it happened and didn't think much of it at the time. And we go back inside and looked at the floor we just sealed, and it's completely covered in dirt. Dirt, sawdust. I mean, completely covered. Here's a picture of that. At that point, it was just like, what do we do? What do we do? They're opening next week. Typically in commercial construction, that's what saves you. Yeah. That's right. That is true. They're opening next week, and the timeline We were just hoping the timeline was going to save us on this one.
Yep.
But it didn't. Somehow, nothing stuck to the floor.
No, it was amazing. It turned out great.
Yeah.
That floor for us was one of the things where, hey, you want to see what we've done? Go to Ballast Point. You know?
That's true.
Go there. I mean, it's so cool what they brought in. Just so many different artifacts. It was such a beautiful, picturesque view of the Blue Ridge Mountains. We actually did an outdoor fire pit for them where we ground and sealed countertops out there for them. Mm-hmm. It was just awesome for them to come see.
Yeah. And I think that the thing for me that people are always, we get two things out of jobs like that. Number one, you say, I did Ballast Point. When you're on a quote for somebody and you say, hey, I just did the Ballast Point. Mm-hmm. You get immediate credibility by saying that.
Yes.
And number two, we stained and sealed that one with epoxy on the top. So now on every single job that I go to that has stain and seal, I say, well, we did Ballast Point. Mm-hmm. And that helped, it's 4 years old and it still looks really good.
Yeah.
So this certainly will hold up fine in your basement.
Sure.
So like it makes selling projects really easy when you get big projects like that. So there's that huge benefit too.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And what's funny is that because of that big purchase that made those people millionaires.
Yeah.
They shut it down.
I know that's true.
They shut it down.
I remember Corona bought them, I think, right?
Yeah. So
and they left it open for about three years, and they're like, you know what? We don't need the restaurant in the mountains in the middle of nowhere, Virginia anymore. So the brewery's still there.
And I don't know if they were doing one right after they left that one. We were supposed to go to Chicago.
Yeah.
And we were going to do that again for them in Chicago. I don't even know if that one's open.
Yeah, I don't know.
They were all over the country.
Yeah. And
because of that buyout, I think they paid too much initially from what I've heard, and they just started shutting down the restaurants.
Yeah.
Brewery's still rocking. It's still mass producing to send to Europe because that's why they've got the location. Mm-hmm. But we can't send people in anymore.
No, we can't. It's funny. I think it's important too to kind of like, I think it's funny that like, if you go on job sites, there's always like some tension between contractors, right? Like sometimes there's tension between, let's just say our crew and the tile crew or the drywall crew. Mm-hmm. But like, I just think it's interesting that because we had a good relationship with that one tile company from that one project, we got this massive job that has led to all this other work.
And that's the funny thing about what we dealt with in the past. It's just who knows where your referral is coming from.
Yeah. It's just important in the way that our crews really carry themselves really well. They're not really pushy with other people. I've always thought a lot of them for that. And I think it helps though. I think it's good to be kind to people. I think it goes a long ways.
Be kind. Right. Be different.
Yeah. Be different.
I've been on so many ones where, again, I think sometimes we focus on too much of being too thankful for a project, not standing up for ourselves.
Yeah.
But again, you go on some of these projects where it's just prima donnas, man, that they're just like, they're yelling at the owners and the construction company.
It seems like our guys have and I feel this way too. We kind of are on a job and we're like, feel really fortunate to be there. Like, feel like any minute we could lose it.
Yeah.
So, we're just happy to be there and we're just trying to stay out of people's way and do our best to get through what we're doing. And I think that goes a long way with people though.
I hope so.
Because I know I wouldn't refer somebody who was, really pushy with us. And
they do great work with their bunch of asses.
Yeah. I wouldn't say they did great work. I would just leave it out altogether.
That's right.
So anyways, we're supposed to be at the ASCC conference right now. Mm-hmm. What does that stand for? The American Society of Concrete Contractors.
Boom.
Conference. And we didn't make it. It's happening right now, and we're not there.
It's going on right now.
Yeah.
We could be interviewing so many people, talking to so many people.
We told you on the last show that we're going to be at that, and we didn't make it.
Your boy got COVID.
Yeah. How was it?
Horrible.
That's funny. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better, though.
Yes, getting there.
It's good that we didn't go. We shouldn't. It's good that we didn't go.
No.
But I hate that we missed it. But we're definitely going to go. We keep saying we're going to go to these places. But we're definitely going to go to World of Concrete and do the interview thing there. We just got to figure out how to make that happen. So anyways, just in closing, we are actually going to make a more of a job overview video to show you kind of how this project went. So if you want to check that video out, I'll leave a link at the end of this video. And if you're listening to this on iTunes, it'll be down in the description. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Are we done?
Got it.
All right.